Hi everybody, I have a unique build I want to show you guys that you might like as well. So I'm using the gunner class. It's got a lot of things going for it. You can check it out on your own. And I'm using this rifle, the Police MK17. You could also use the Baker's Dozen, but the Baker's Dozen doesn't have a barrel attachment, so I needed that extra 5% critical hit damage. Plus you can shoot or critical hit chance, I mean, and you can shoot the MK17 very fast. And I also has Ranger, good roll with damage to target out of cover, which is really good. And my SMG also has damage to target out of cover, has strained on it, also a really good roll. And the Banshee is my favorite SMG. Then I have 3 pieces of the Sokolov Concern, which gives me 10% SMG damage, 15% critical hit damage, and critical hit chance, which is also really good. And this roll particularly, I got max weapon damage, max critical hit chance, and damage, which is excellent. So all my damage pieces, all these pieces here have critical hit chance, critical hit damage on them, and weapon damage. So, and then I'm using the Fox's Prayer knee pads, which gives me 15% damage to target out of cover. So lots of damage to targets out of cover. So that helps you with the rushing enemies, and they're also like running around all the time. You just want to focus on those guys that are out of cover. And same thing with the heavily armored guys. They're just walking around there with their armor. This really helps. I'm using the one piece of the Grupo Sombra, which gives me critical hit damage, and I also have a good roll on it. A better roll than my contractor's gloves, so that's why I'm using them. But if you want to use contractor's gloves, that'll work. So that'll give you 11% damage to target out of cover, or sorry, damage to armor. And then I got Composure on my backpack, which while I'm in cover increases my weapon damage by 15%. And on my chest piece, I have Unbreakable, which I prefer over Glass Cannon, but if you want to do Glass Cannon, you can as well. And Unbreakable gives me 95% of my armor back when it's depleted, which is really great. And that the cooldown is only 60 seconds, so you get lots of armor. And so really, instead of 726k armor, I've got more like 1,400k, which is really great. One thing that's unique about my build that I really like, that you should try, is I have the Forge holster here. Now, it doesn't have damage or crit damage, but it's got 15% incoming repairs, 1 skill tier, and 10% shield health, which is really great. And then I put max crit chance on there. And that gives my shield, since I'm using Unbreakable, I don't need a revive hive because I don't die very often. And that gives my shield 2 million HP, which is really great. And it has good active regeneration. The skill tier gives it 40%, so it's like 50% shield health, and it's really great. Actually makes the shield really usable. And then it gives my repair drone 20% income or armor repair, plus I get the 15% incoming repairs, and then it increases the HP of my drone by 70% as well. Makes it much more survivable. So I have a video coming up that shows that even when I'm on fire, the armor repair drone keeps my armor up and keeps stops my armor health from going down. It's really great. So let's take a look at my stats. My stats are 60% crit, almost 60% crit chance on my rifle, and 168% critical hit damage, which is really good. Hits really hard. I crit very often, and shoots very fast, and has good range. And then if you look at my damage here, I got all weapon damage is 66%, and my rifle damage is 39%, which gives it more than 100% more damage, which is great. And for my SMG, I got 60% crit chance. It overflows just a little bit, and 151% critical hit damage, and same here, 38% submachine gun damage, which puts it over 100% damage, and plus composure gives me another 15%. And then, like I said, I got unbreakable, 72% or 72k armor on a kill from the gunner class. It gives you 10% armor on a kill, and that combined with my armor repair drone, my armor just keeps going up as I take damage. You can shoot more often. You can poke over cover and shoot way more often, which helps you do damage. You don't worry about every little bullet hitting you and that kind of stuff. So I got some gameplay footage coming up, and also if you want to talk with me about my build or join my clan, we do a raid every week, then join my Discord. I'll have a link in the description. And here's me taking down the bosses in the Lincoln Memorial.
I'll make sure you rock down here. There's no hiding from us. Hey, get me the fuck out of here! Keep that, agent!
I'll go right.
Good work. Go on and head back up. The team from the campus is taking position inside the memorial.